What if the lack of help to Ukraine from Biden was because Ukraine, by falling, well, can bury the secrets that the prosecutor was trying to bring out at the time? This footage here is going to talk about when Biden was vice president and the scandals that were surrounding him at the time when he gave the $1 billion away of hard-working taxpayers' money to a shadow Ukrainian puppet to get his son and the board members of that rogue energy company off the hook. This is the scandal that was circulating Biden at the time.
I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko. They would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion. I said, you're not getting $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. I think it was, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money.
So I feel like all the world is just a stage. I truly feel like we have a so-called president that is just a puppet. He is just a caricature of what a human being would be. Perhaps a DARPA robot. I really don't know. But I am here to tell you one thing. This whole situation don't smell right to me. It do not pass the smell test. I know one thing. As I was looking at this whole Ukraine and Russian situation, I remembered when Biden and his son, Hunter, had scandals going on in Ukraine a couple of years ago. For y'all who don't remember, his son, who ain't got no education in the energy sector, was able to be on the board or in a very high position of a Ukrainian energy company. And his son, Hunter, which we know is a crackhead, no offense to crackheads, but if this guy likes to do all types of crazy stuff with all types of things I don't want to mention, and it was found on a laptop because his high behind left it at a pawn shop, according to the official story. Now, this part will start off with so-called Biden, Let's Go Brandon, bragging about how his corrupt butt used $1 billion of American tax money to get the prosecutor who was going after his son, not only his son, but the other board members of that corrupt Ukrainian company, energy company. The prosecutor who was going after them had to get shut down by this joker loco we call our president, which ain't nothing but a manager of a corporation called America. Let's go ahead and jump in and listen to this braggadocious robot.
Yeah, Joe has a habit of doing things right out in the open, and while everyone is focusing on this rather touchy subject, some of his earlier deeds are not getting as much attention. Last year, in an interview, Joe bragged about getting Ukraine's general prosecutor fired. He says he was standing up to corruption.
I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko. They would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion. I said, you're not getting $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. I think it was, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
Yeah, solid meaning somebody we can control. See, this is how Biden liked to operate. He been doing under the table stuff. Go back and watch my video I made a long time ago called Biden Bloopers. I showed 33 years of this dude lying. This man is to never be trusted. Now, let's go back. Day one, this joker loco comes into office. This is why this stuff don't pass the smell test to me. This joker loco come into office and kills America's energy independence with the Keystone Pipeline. Day one. Now, I go to the gas station today, and gas cost me $4.01. Now, you might like President Trump, you might not. I don't care what your politics is. I don't lean left or right. I lean on what's wise. But I do remember when gas was under $2 a gallon because President Trump was in office, and I'ma leave it at that. No matter what your politics is, I like to save money.
Former US Vice President Joe Biden, who's tipped to run for the White House in 2020, has been fending off allegations of sexual misconduct. That swirl of negative press has taken attention away from another potentially damaging revelation. Ukraine's former top prosecutor, speaking to political website The Hill, accuses Biden of pressuring Kiev into sacking him. Caleb Morpin digs deeper.
Former Vice President Joe Biden is caught up.
I'm sorry, did she just say into sucking him? Let's dig deeper. Let's continue.
In a bit of a scandal. His name has been floated for the last year or so as a possible Democratic challenger to Donald Trump in the 2020 elections. But now everyone is...
Yeah, somehow he became the most popular president in U.S. history. Somehow Biden got more views. Not views, I should say. More votes. Views, votes, same thing. In this particular arena. But he got more votes than Obama? Really? Yet, he can't negotiate himself out of a paper bag.
talking about his habit of getting frisky with both women and girls in public.
He leans down, smells my hair, and then plants this big long kiss on the top of my head.
Joe Biden's presidential campaign hasn't even officially begun, and people are trying to knock him out of the running.
Joe?
Just like you, Whoopi. You know you shouldn't have said nothing about that Holocaust. Girl, you tripping. Talking about the Holocaust was white folks killing white folks. Y'all see Whoopi ain't had nothing to say about Ukrainians killing Russians or Russians killing Ukrainians. According to Whoopi, that's just white folks killing white folks. Even when the Russians bombed the Holocaust memorial area or close by just the other day.
I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion. I said, you're not getting $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I looked at it, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.